Do you want to build muscle on your legs just by using your body weight? Stick around because I'm going to show you how. What's going on, guys? It's Vaughn here from Body Elements. Today, we're just going to be going through the pistol squat. So the pistol squat, most people probably know what it is. It's just a single leg squat. So you're squatting all the way down to the ground. It's great for building leg strength. It's great for fixing up any imbalances you might have in your legs. The exercise builds your hips, your quads, your hamstrings, your glutes. It helps you train your balance while you're training your legs. And best of all, you don't even have to use any weights. You're still going to get a great workout in your legs just using your body weight. Let's first go through how to pistol squat. So since this is just a single leg squat, it follows all the same principles you'd use for a regular squat. With any squat, the first thing you want to consider is your foot position. Very, very commonly overlooked. You're going to want to create a little tripod with your foot. You want the weight evenly distributed over these 3 points. This is going to create the most stable base possible when you go into your pistol squat. To allow this nice, wide and stable tripod, you might have to do this barefoot or be using minimal shoes. Once you've set this nice, stable tripod, the next thing you want to do is almost grab the ground with your feet. So you're engaging the arch of your foot. With the narrow heel raise, heavily cushioned shoes that we're usually in, it can weaken the arch of the foot. So it's imperative that you get a nice, strong and controlled arch here before you go down into the pistol squat. The next thing we want to consider is not letting the knee cave in or valgus. If the knee's caving in when you're doing the pistol squat, this might mean that you don't quite have the strength that we need to perform a pistol squat. We'll have some regressions in this video for people that are struggling with that, but it could just be a matter of a lack of technique. If it's just technique you're struggling with, what you want to do is try and aim the knee over the mid to outer toes. You don't want the knee tracking inside the mid toes. Using the foot tripod, engaging the arch of the foot and making sure that knee tracks on the outside toes, you're going to create a good amount of torque here and your knee is going to be in a far more stable position. I know sometimes pistol squats can look quite heavy on the knees, but they are completely healthy for the knees as long as you're capable of doing them. Don't force your body into ranges and into exercises that it might not be mobile enough or strong enough to do yet. So with the technique covered off, here are some limitations that you might be struggling with if you can't get your first pistol squat or if you've got a limited range in your pistol squat. The first thing, and something people probably start to hear more often now, when you're wearing heel raised shoes, this can be affected, but it's your ankle dorsiflexion. So this is the degree that you can flex between the top of your foot and the front of your shin. This range of motion gets really restricted if you're wearing a heel raise all the time. To test if your ankle is the limiting factor in your pistol squat, we can use something called the 5-inch wall test. Take your fist with the thumb poking out, put your thumb against the wall, knuckles on the ground, and then I want you to put your toes at the end of your knuckles. So from here, I want you to try and touch the wall with your knee. You're essentially 5 inches away from the wall, that's why it's called the 5-inch wall test. When you're trying to touch the wall with your knee, make sure you're keeping the arch of your foot engaged and your knee isn't caving in. Now this test is a minimum ankle dorsiflexion for the exercise. If you can't reach this, it's something you need to work on. I've got another video on ankle dorsiflexion if you want to check it out, but 2 of my favorite exercises for improving ankle dorsiflexion are the fisherman's stretch and the tibialis raise. So we'll go through these exercises really quickly. The fisherman's stretch, you're essentially just forcing your body into that ankle dorsiflexion. You can either do this by putting your foot on a surface and pulling yourself towards that surface, or you can put a weight on your knee like a kettlebell and you can train your leg through that range of motion. Now, if you have a blocking sensation in the ankle from something like maybe an ankle sprain or you've broke your ankle, you've got that limiting factor in your ankle, what you can do is you can put a band around the talus bone. So this is a bone just underneath your ankle bone and it's over the top of your foot. If you put this band on and you do the stretch with the band, you might feel that blocking sensation is gone because it's pulling the talus bone back to its original position that might have come off of its neutral axis after your ankle injuries. Now, since the fisherman's stretch is just stretching that range, to create strength through that range, what we want to do is train the tibialis. So the tibialis raise, we can do with a couple of different things. We could do it up against a wall, so no weight up against a wall, or you could do it with some sort of weight attached to the end of your foot. The easiest way I've found to do it is with a kettlebell. So I just place my foot through the handle of the kettlebell, put it on the end of the bench, and then you're just raising, really creating some tension through that tibialis. Once you do about 10 to 12 reps of this, you really start to feel it. I like to do it with about 8 kilos. And if you don't have any equipment and you just wanted to do them up against the wall, what you do is you just take a couple steps away from the wall. The further you are away from the wall here, the harder the exercise is going to be. And just with planted feet, you're just raising your toes up and down. You're probably going to have to do a few more reps here to get a bit more stimulus though. So maybe 20 to 30 reps. Now I understand some of you probably just want to do the pistol squat now, and if you really want to use it for training, this is not something I like to recommend to people, but you can use some form of heel raise to help you with getting deep into that pistol squat. It is a short-term solution, so make sure if you can't pass the 5-inch wall test, you're working on the ankle dorsiflexion. The other limitation that's common to see is not being able to hold your opposite leg up when you do the pistol squat. Now usually, if you can't hold your leg up in this position, it's going to be due to a lack of strength through your hip flexor and your quads. So this is the compression or flexion strength that you get through your hip flexor and quads. And again, it's a commonly missed part of training, but it is something people should start to add in their routines if they don't use it. Sitting a lot can cause weakness in your hip flexion and compression. To improve your hip flexor and quad compression and flexion, exercises we can use are just seated leg raises. So you've got two little objects on the inside of your feet. You've got your hands in between your legs on the ground for a nice stable base and some good positioning. And from here, you're just lifting as much as you can through the hips and quads while keeping your legs straight, your toes pointed, and you're gonna pull them up over those objects to the inside, back to the outside. When I do these exercises, I like to do them for about 6 to 8 reps for about 3 sets. Now, if you wanted to do it with closed legs, what you could do is place the object right in front of you, take your legs, lift them up, pass from side to side with your legs. You might experience some sort of cramps here. That's a good thing. It's just your body not being aware of this new range of motion that it's going through, not being aware of the strength that it's needed to go through this new range of motion. Over time, the cramps will subside and you'll get better at pulling towards your body. If you are struggling to keep your leg up, you can do your pistol squats on a raised platform while you work on that hip and quad flexion strength. If you can't quite get your first pistol squat and you want to follow some of these regressions, the first regression I would recommend is just doing partial squats. So if you can't go all the way down into a pistol squat, the most useful thing you're going to be able to do is go to your end range. Some objects you might want to use are like a chair, you can use a bench, you could use a stool. Eventually, you're going to get your bum down to the ground, touching your heel, and you're gonna have your full pistol squat. Just know that you're going to have to be patient here. Increasing that range can take time. Another regression we can use is using something to stabilize your body while you pistol squat. You can use a wall to hold your body up as you come down into your pistol squat, and you can also use it as a little bit of assistance, taking a little bit of weight off your leg. So this is gonna help if you have a strength deficiency or a balance deficiency. Other objects you could use is some sort of stick or pole, just holding your body up the whole way down and the whole way up. You might even wanna try using 2 sticks or poles. With both the partial reps and the assisted pistol squats, I would recommend doing 6 to 10 reps each side for about 3 to 5 sets. The most basic advanced exercise with the pistol squat is just adding weight. The best ways I've found to add weight are just using something like a kettlebell. With the kettlebell, you can hold it up on your shoulder, pretty self-explanatory. I like to hold the weight on the side of the leg that I'm doing the pistol squat on. If you don't have a kettlebell, you can use a dumbbell. And if you don't have anything with a handle, you can even use a plate. This is called the pizza carry when you do the pistol squat. So you're just holding it up as kind of like someone walking around with a pizza box on their hand. Again, I like to hold it on the leg that I'm doing the pistol squat on. And the last variation you can use when you're doing the pistol squat is holding the weight out in front. Now, if you're struggling with ankle mobility, this might actually help because it's going to pull you further over the front, increasing your ankle dorsiflexion. But that's just another alternative position for holding the weight. Another great advanced pistol squat exercise, if you really want to improve your balance, is doing it on an unstable surface. The balance beam is a great example of an unstable surface that you can do pistol squats on. This is not only going to increase your balance and stability aspect of this exercise, but it's also going to dramatically increase the foot strength you're building while you do the pistol squats. It's a little more difficult, but if you do master it on the unstable surface, it's going to be easier when you get back to doing it on flat ground. Again, you can add weight to this exercise. Thanks for watching this video. I hope it helps you out with your pistol squats. Please like, subscribe, comment on the video if you can. It helps heaps, and I'll catch you guys next time.